Bpod Studios.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
A freak accident occurred in Florida. Lightning struck the roadway, ejecting a large chunk of pavement from the road and propelled it into a truck. The incident happened as a line of strong thunderstorms moved through. After entering the cabin through the windshield, the asphalt shattered the glass, struck both the driver and the passenger before exiting out the rear window, destroying it in the process. So it happened like in a split second. Both occupants were transported with injuries to a local hospital for care. And a bolt of lightning is extremely hot. Now, lightning can heat the air it passes through 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is roughly 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. And when a bolt strikes pavement, it can melt and or explode it, as was the case in this particular accident.
When I first saw the pictures of this, the accident, Preston, it looks, if you look at the windshield of the car, of the truck, it looks like it's melted around the rim.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, but it was a big chunk of pavement that went through that and then out the back. This story is out of Japan. Police in Kumamoto City arrested a 48-year-old unemployed man on suspicion of attempted murder after he stabbed his 35-year-old brother in the chest for playing his video games too loudly. According to police.
What game was it?
It doesn't say.
Damn it.
Daisuke Kikukawa had stabbed his brother in the left chest with a kitchen knife last Saturday. The brothers reside in the same house, and the victim was taken to hospital where doctors said his wound was not life-threatening. Police said Kukikawa has partially denied the charge and quoted him as saying he did not intend to kill his brother. He told police that he became infuriated by his brother's loud voice while playing video games. It's interesting here. It says the victim was taken to the hospital where doctors said his wound was not life-threatening, but it said he died. The hell is this? I don't know.
There are nuances to the
I guess so.
To the issue.
This story's hilarious. A Michigan judge ripped into a fool who logged into his virtual court appearance with the name ButtEffer3000.
No.
Yes, you can see it on the screen.
St. Joseph District Court Judge Jeffrey Middleton presided while the man, Nathaniel Saxton, appeared over the Zoom conference on Tuesday on a count of possession of drug paraphernalia. After the exchange, Saxton, who previously worked at a horse trailer factory, blamed the screen name on his sister, while the angry judge noted that he almost had him put in jail for contempt of court. He said, "Then we'll bring this fool in," the judge said as he started the court appearance. The ButtEffer3000 name is seen on the screen as Saxton peers into his video chat box. "Good morning, sir. What's your name?" Middleton asks. Saxton realizes the judge is talking to him and identifies himself. He says, "My name is Nathaniel Saxton, sir." The judge retorts and says, "Your name is not ButtEffer3000? Logging into my court with that as your screen name," he said.
Oh, my God.
"What kind of idiot logs into court like that?" One woman whose username identified her as Kaylin Torsevsky in the virtual courtroom puts her hand over her mouth when the judge says that. So the judge asks again, "What is your name again?" Saxton, red with embarrassment, appears confused while trying to figure out how to fix the awkward standoff. He said, "Nathaniel Saxton, sir, but I don't believe that I typed anything like that in." And the judge responds by saying, "Well, that's what it says." Saxton then tries to apologize, and the judge interrupts him and says, "Yeah, you should." So I'm going to put you in the waiting room. You can sit in limbo for a while and think about what to call yourself on the line. After Judge Middleton banishes Saxton, another man is heard laughing on the Zoom conference before he then lays into the next man, telling him to take his hat off during his video appearance. Eventually, Saxton makes his reappearance as Nathaniel Saxon, misspelling his own name, by the way.
Oh, my God.
He said, "Your Honor, if I may explain, my sister was the one who set up my Zoom account or whatever." And he noted that it was an inside joke. And he says, "It's not what you think. I'm embarrassed and I'm sorry." The judge then proceeds to hear a few other cases before returning once more to Saxton's. His drug paraphernalia charge was described in court as a violation of the city ordinance and punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a $500 fine. Saxton initially pleaded not guilty but changed his mind after the judge told him the normal fine for the charge is $200. The prosecutor said that he was found with a used syringe that tested positive for meth residue.
It's just so good. I mean, spelled right out there, and then he changes the name. He just misspells it. But I have on my text. If I send myself a text, it comes up as Mr. Large Penis.
Oh, really?
And so if I'll do it, sometimes I'll send a reminder to myself while I'm driving, rather than I'll text myself.
Yeah.
And it'll pop up on my screen, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I have that as that.
Mine is King of Farts.
King of. It's what you do.
Wrong,
it's like King of Hearts, but.
By the way, so when you are doing a Zoom court appearance, you have to stay to the rules as if you are actually in the courtroom.
Absolutely.
So which is why you have to take off the hat and you have to have decorum.
Yes.
Yeah. And in fact, I saw another study that was one of the January 6th Capitol rioters was being going through his court appearance, and somebody got kicked out because of their screen name as well was apparently vulgar.
Yeah.
So you can't do that.
You can't.
They can get you on contempt of court. So this guy dodged that, fortunately, and
but after $3,000,
he's going to get a $200 fine. Yep. One more story. All right, we're gonna end with this one. This is in California. A deep-sea anglerfish, typically found at ocean depths of more than 3,000 feet, was found washed up on Crystal Cove State Park. The weird-looking fish washed ashore Friday and was spotted by visitor Ben Estes, according to Davies Locker Sport Fishing and Whale Watching. Saw a picture of this thing. I think these anglerfishes are the most terrifying-looking creature on Earth. And this thing washed up on shore.
Oh, my God.
It's called a Pacific football fish.
Yeah.
Normally found at depths of more than 3,000 feet below the surface. It's not rare. It's one of more than 300 living species of anglerfish around the world. But Davies Locker said it's extremely rare to see one intact along a beach in Southern California.
So, Preston, there's a documentary series about this guy whose mission was to go to the deepest points in every ocean on Earth. And at one of the points, he goes down, and one of these things comes out of the inky black dark, and it is a nightmare.
It's a thing of nightmares. The fleshy long dorsal fin, called an elysium, is only found on the females. It extends in front of the mouth with a phosphorescent bulb on the end, which can glow in the dark, murky depths to attract unsuspecting prey.
And for reading.
It's unclear where the fish will end up, but it is currently in the custody of the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Those things scare me just looking at them, right?
It is an absolute monster.
Yeah. It's not that big. It's only 18 inches long, but it looks terrifying.
93.3 WMMR, audio on demand. It's the Bizarre File Podcast.
A mother was arrested after her 4-year-old daughter's lice infestation was found to be so severe it nearly killed her.
Whoa!
The
lethal lice infection.
The lice infestation almost killed her. Police in Scottsburg, Indiana were notified by Child Services about a 4-year-old who had been hospitalized due to lice. Hospital declared her as a near fatality due to her extremely low hemoglobin levels. Hemoglobin is a protein in your red blood cells that carries oxygen to your body's organs and tissues and then transports the carbon dioxide from your organs and tissues back to your lungs. Normal hemoglobin level is 12 grams per deciliter. This girl's was recorded at 1.7. I mean, that's near lethal level. She had to go through 4 blood transfusions. She was so sick she was unable to walk. Police learned the girl's 6-year-old sister was also infested with lice. An officer said the infestation was unlike anything he had ever seen before. So obviously the mother is going to jail.
Yes.
They are going to set the grandmother is taking custody of the children. Just horrible. And apparently a severe case of head lice can cause anemia. I didn't know that. Which a doctor studied in a case involving a 4-year-old child in 2019. Anemia occurs when an individual lacks enough healthy blood cells to carry adequate oxygen to your body's tissues.
Yeah. Wow.
So the lice can affect the way that the blood reacts to oxygen and carbon dioxide. I had no idea.
So is the mother a drug addict or something, or just totally?
It didn't say.
Okay.
In the story, it didn't say, but she's either she's mentally ill, or she's a drug addict, or something is wrong,
Yeah, how could
or
you
she's just evil.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. All right, on to another thing that involves an insect of sorts. Doctors in Oregon had described what might be one of the unluckiest encounters between a man and tick that has ever been documented. They report treating a 70-year-old man who became sick with 3 entirely different infections after a single tick bite.
So one tick bite gave him 3 separate diseases.
That's correct. The man visited an emergency room with symptoms of fever, nausea, and distinct swelling around his ankle with leg pain.
I got cankles.
Tests showed that he had anemia, a low red blood cell count, a thrombocytopenia.
You have a panini.
Which is a low platelet count, as well as acute kidney injury and possible liver damage. The man told doctors that a month earlier he had noticed a bite on the same ankle, presumed to have been caused by an insect. The bite appeared following a trip to the northeastern U.S., leading doctors to suspect that it was actually caused by a disease-carrying tick.
It was down by the lake, and I got bit by a tick.
When
no, man, you got cankles. Goddamn tick.
When further blood... He's a bloodsucker like her.
Bloodsucker like you.
Yeah.
Take me.
When further blood tests arrived... you can hear the ticks at night.
Doc, don't save me, please. Let me die.
The man not only tested positive for Borrelia burgdorferi, the cause of Lyme
my
disease.
Italian tailor.
But also by bacteria anaplasma, Phagosylophyllum, and Babesia macroti.
Yes, you just gave a wedding ceremony in Klingon. At this point, they drink blood and then eat blood pie.
The causes of anaplasmosis and babesiosis, respectively.
There's my latest song called Babesiosis. Think of that from one... Any got any tick fans out in the audience? Think of that in that small insect, 3 very formidable diseases.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Lyme showing up at the same time as another tick-borne infection is fairly common, since ticks are routinely chock full of germs, but infection with 3 tick-borne illnesses at one time is relatively rare, the doctors wrote.
You have a lot of ticks in your area, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right in your backyard.
I get 1 or 2 each year. Yeah, so it happens. What was that noise?
Kathy farted.
Ears, pink or brown.
Kathy farted.
What? Huh?
Was that a cough?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It sounded weird from over here.
Well, she actually hit the button.
Okay.
So it sounded removed from the microphone. She's doing what Bill West recommends.
Yes.
Hit the cough button. Now, Jesus Christ.
The
You just lubed up a Cornish hen.
The most shocking Mother's Day gift this year was the handiwork of a Wisconsin man. During a disturbance, a 43-year-old woman was tased in the neck by her son, who was upset because he couldn't find his phone. Investigators say Andrew Peterson tased his mother in the victim's home. After the tasing, Peterson left the residence with his 20-year-old girlfriend and the couple's young child.
So the phone is not there at the ready, but the taser's within reach.
Yeah, police subsequently located Peterson, who reportedly admitted to using an electronic weapon on his mother. On Mother's Day, Peterson's girlfriend, Colleen Parker, was also arrested for allegedly punching Peterson's mother in the face during a confrontation.
Happy Mother's Day.
Peterson and Parker had been living in the victim's home for the past several months. They were booked into the county jail. All right, then we'll do one more story and wrap this up. Let's see. Customs and Border Protection made a smelly find inside of luggage left behind at Washington Dulles International Airport. It was cakes of cow dung. Agents discovered the cow dung after passengers cleared the inspection area. Cow dung is reported to be a vital energy and cooking source in some parts of the world.
It's like cow pies, right?
Cow dung has also been reportedly used as a skin detoxifier and antimicrobial and as a fertilizer. Despite these alleged benefits, cow dung from India is prohibited due to the potential introduction of foot and mouth disease.
Yeah.
So they didn't let the poop pies into the country.
Isn't that hurling those things? Isn't that a farm activity?
Yeah, throwing cow patties.
Cow patties,
absolutely. Yeah, there's tossing competitions.
Tournament,
that they do. Yep. And there you go. That's what I have in the Bizarre File this morning.
Thanks for listening to Preston and Steve's Bizarre File podcast. Go to PrestonandSteve.com, click on demand for full show podcasts and to subscribe so you never miss an episode.